You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. The following podcast contains spoilers and rude words. We watch TV. We watch TV. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to We Watched a Thing, where for the second week in a row we have lied to your fucking faces because we haven't watched a thing at all, have we, mate?
No, not a sausage.
No, that's right, because last week we were chatting our most anticipated films of 2025, and this week we are talking all about television, the silver screen, our most anticipated TV shows of 2025. How did you go about making this list, Dave? What kind of split do you have of returning shows versus brand new stuff? Where are you?
I didn't know that was homework. Hang on. I don't know. I'm going to say 50-50.
Okay.
There's absolutely some returning things. Hard not to be when you're invested in something that's good and it's coming back. It's hard not to be excited. But there's definitely some new shit in there that I am, very, very keen for.
Nice.
And some things I didn't even know existed until I started researching this.
Yeah, same. I've got at least a couple of things on my list that I wasn't aware was happening until you sent me the lists of stuff happening in 2025 in TV very kindly, because again I don't do my own research.
No. Billy is Don Draper, and I am one of the ditzy blondes in the video. Here's your martini. Slap me on my ass.
All right, well, why don't you kick it off this week then with your number 10 most anticipated TV show?
My number 10 is both a returning show, but it's a returning show that I didn't know was returning. I assumed it was cancelled, and it's one that I'm pretty sure you won't be aware of. It is a show called Surreal Estate.
Never heard of this show before. Is it like an HGTV, like Property Brothers style show?
No, it is. Weirdly, it is a show that I came across that filled the void for me in between series of Evil and From.
Okay.
When we had like a year gap when I was waiting for those two fuckers to return finally, I came across this. It's a Tim Rosen show. Tim Rosen, who I adore from playing Doc Holliday in Wyatt Earp. Plays a psychic who has his own real estate firm, a small boutique real estate firm, and he gets called on by all the other real estate firms when there's a haunted house and they can't sell it. And he comes in and cleanses the shit and then sells it. So it's kind of a Monster of the Week type show, with the shtick being that it's always to do with a house. And he has this little team similar to Evil. He's got his kind of sciencey nerd guy who comes up with gadgets and shit. He has this ex guy who used to be a priest but is now married to another dude, which is why he left the priesthood. Because they frown on that sort of thing. And he gets this gung-ho female real estate, this young woman who's she's a gun. She's renowned for, she can sell anything. She's really go get him. He gets her in, and it's kind of, part of it is her adjusting to being in this quirky, weird Buffy-type firm that deals with supernatural shit, and his kind of laissez-faire psychic, approach to things, and her, business-like approach. And there were two seasons of this, and it was great. But it's a Sci-Fi Channel original, outside of the core Sci-Fi Channel crowd. No one knew the fuck about it unless you were a Tim Rosen fan like I was and found out about it through Twitter. But I loved it. I thought it was great fun. And I thought it was cancelled. And then doing the researching for this, suddenly going, season 3? What?
Yeah.
So straight away had to be in my top 10 because I got so excited that there's another season of this.
Nice.
It's so much. You'd love it. It's not setting the world on fire. It's not like Evil, where I think it's one of the best written shows ever.
Yeah.
But as an X-Files dude, you love this sort of Monster of the Week supernatural shit.
100%.
It's just a really solid one of those type shows that you can binge through like 5 episodes without even realizing the time's gone by. It's such an easy watch.
Yeah, nice. My number 10 is probably, I will say, the only show on my list that I had absolutely zero knowledge of prior to today. And honestly, this is a show that is here because of cast. It is a new show coming out on Apple TV Plus called Your Friends and Neighbours, starring John Hamm, Olivia Munn, and Amanda Peet. And that is enough to get it on this list because
100% honourable mention.
Olivia Munn and Amanda Peet, I don't even fucking tell me what this show is about.
and the premise, I thought the premise sounded, for John Hamm, the premise is perfect. He'll bring his sarkiness, his I'm smarter than you vibe.
Yep. So Hamm plays a New York hedge fund manager, recently divorced and made unemployed, using criminal methods to maintain his lifestyle and keep his family living to the standards to which they become accustomed. It sounds kind of Ozark to me.
Well, the précis I read of it is that he's stealing from all his neighbours.
Yeah. I'm super keen for this. I knew nothing about it before today, but I'm definitely going to add it to the list. So
yeah, same here. That's why I'm really enjoying, as I did with the movies, going through this exercise, because there's shit like this that I had no idea existed, and it could have there's that many streaming platforms and things. So much shit just goes by without you knowing about it.
Yep.
I'm really pleased to be able to kind of have a list of things to keep an eye out for.
Yeah. All right, you're number 9.
Number 9 is a little bit easier. Wednesday season 2.
Okay. Yep.
Wednesday was a cracker of a show. Wednesday is one of the best things Tim Burton's done in years.
See, I haven't bothered with Wednesday because it's Tim Burton, it's General Tager.
Give it a go.
It's just not.
It's the old. It's a lot more of the old Tim Burton vibe.
Yep.
The kind of Beetlejuice, Nightmare Before. He didn't direct Nightmare Before, but that old aesthetic, the Edward Scissorhands, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
With and if you say a bad word about her, I'm going to hang up on you right now. The charisma and kind of deadpan humor that Jenna Ortega is, like her or hate her, really good at. And the great supporting cast. It's you. I genuinely think you would really like Wednesday, and it also ended. Not a cliffhanger, but it ended with a fuck. Give me season 2 right now because I need to know what the fuck's happening with these characters.
Let me just ask: is it at all kid appropriate?
Is it? That's a very broad question. You know the sort of shit I show my daughter, and she's only 12. Leah would love this. I didn't find it scary in the slightest. I think it's kind of. Actually, I was going to say kind of Buffy, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's actually not that high because there's not. They both had a lot more sexual innuendo and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so there's not much
kind of teen goosebumpsy scariness, maybe. But there's certainly so far none of the teen sex type content.
I might give it a spin then.
That's more of a concern for me than the horror stuff with my kids.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't want to feel uncomfortable sitting there watching it with them. I don't want to be Zach Braff watching Basic Instinct with his grandmother.
All right, my number 9 is, again, it's a returning show from a very long time ago that I did not know was coming back. It did come back a little while ago, and season 3 wasn't as great as the first 2 seasons, but it is the Joe Schmo Show is apparently coming back.
I saw that and I went, I bet you this is on Billy's.
Yeah, and I am, because I love the first 2 seasons of the Joe Schmo Show are some of the smartest, funniest seasons of television
you
ever.
stopped me on it when you gave it to me.
Oh,
and
man.
I tell you what, we're overdue for a fucking, what do we call it? Forgotten Gems? Fucking required viewing. We're due for a required viewing.
So I'm keen for this show to come back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty certain that Ralph Garman, who was the host of the first 2 seasons, I don't think he's going to be the host this season. But honestly, I'm super excited. So that's my number 9. Over to you.
I never got around to, even though you kind of sold me on the idea of it, I never got to season 2. And I think from memory,
season 2, there's 2 Joe Schmoes in season 2. There's a man and a woman because it's a dating style show, that one. And the funniest thing about that season is that spoilers for like a fucking 25-year-old show, but like 2 to 3 episodes in, the woman figures it out. She's like, this isn't
was what
right.
it was.
And
Yeah.
and they let her join the cast and continue to trick the guy, which is just absolutely hilarious.
I was super keen.
Oh,
Here
man.
we go. Fourth, in 2023, TBS announced it would revive the Joe Schmo Show with a 4th season with Kat Deely as host.
Oh, I love Kat Deely.
I don't mind Kat Deely. Hello.
Yeah. I'm in. So there you go. That's my number 9.
Okay, so season 1 was called Lap of Luxury. Season 2 was called Last Chance for Love. Season 3 was The Full Monty. Season 4 is called The Goat.
Okay. It's very ambiguous.
Apparently, it's about Roger Deakins. I don't know. I knew this would make your list. As soon as I saw it, I went, "Oh, if Billy sees this, this will be in there." I know how much you love this.
All right, your number. What are we up to? 7?
No,
8. Your number 8.
8. My number 8. Another returning show. Season 3 of Alice in Borderlands.
I didn't know this was coming back this year, but yeah, that would absolutely make my. I love Alice in Borderlands.
I was informed by my 12-year-old daughter after we binged the first 2 seasons. Then she went down a Googled rabbit hole.
You and I have spoken about this. Season 1 of Alice in Borderland, better than Squid Game. It came out beforehand.
Season 2, way better than season 2 of Squid Game.
Yeah.
Squid Game, no spoilers, not in my list.
It is in my list.
Honorable mention, because I will absolutely watch it, mainly because season 2 ended and it's fucking halfway through a season.
Yeah.
But Alice in Borderland, I find a much more interesting.
It's a fantastic show. It's very good.
It's going places. Like season 2 is completely different to season 1.
Yeah.
My favorite character is not coming back, apparently, which shits me a little bit. But I will still, I will be there day one for this.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Well, my number 8 is I did not know this show was happening until today. And it is a new show, but it's kind of not. It's really a prequel to one of the most famous shows of all time. It is A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And again, much the same as last week, everything on my list is curiosity, man. It's like, wow, okay. I'm expecting to like this more than House of the Dragon. My hopes are that this is
who in this one?
My hopes is that this is like Game of Thrones level stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope you're right. I would love to have a I love this genre.
Yes.
I dismissed it almost immediately as soon as I read it's based on a novella that George R.R. Martin wrote because he couldn't be asked finishing the actual fucking book he's supposed to be doing.
No, I swear Night of the Seven Kingdoms came out ages ago. I've read that novella. I swear it was not like between these.
You know what it feels like to me? It's like his version of what's the Tolkien short story?
Yeah, the
Silmarillion or whatever.
Yeah.
That's because this one is about it's like a Lone Wolf and Cub ripoff. It's a knight and his little boy squire.
Yeah.
Something an egg.
Yeah.
Duck and egg, something like that. It's fucking awful. I hope it's awesome. I really do because I love the world. I love, much as I think he's a fat cunt who can't finish a book. I love I do love. I've shown you. I'm sure when you stayed here not too long ago. I've got the folio editions of Game of Thrones in the beautiful bound boxed. I love it. So I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just a cynic.
All right. Well, you're number 7, my friend.
777. 7 is a new one. Yay!
Okay.
It's a limited series, I think they're calling them now, where it's like maybe 6 episodes or something. I'm not sure how many.
Yeah.
It is called Zero Day.
I have not heard of this.
Oh, I don't know how you didn't come across it. It is the main star is Robert De Niro.
Okay.
Is it based on a? Hang on, let me just check my research here. See what it's based on because I should have. I've done 3 versions of this list. And the first ones had like release dates and cast and everything. And then by the time I was going, I need a top 10. The 10 is just the titles. All right. Cast: Robert De Niro, Lizzie Kaplan,
Okay, I'm in.
Jesse Plemons, Joan Allen, Connie Britton, Bill Camp,
Oh,
Dan
shit.
Stevens, Angela Bassett, Matthew Modine, Clark Gregg, Gabby
Holy
Hoffman, and I don't know, fucking others.
That's a massive cast.
It is a upcoming political thriller series. Robert De Niro and Lizzie Kaplan, they're the two main stars. De Niro plays I believe, an ex-president who is tasked with leading an investigation into what was called Zero Day, which was this massive cyber attack that ended up killing thousands of people through like train derailments and planes crashing and all that sort of stuff. And it is his kind of investigation into that.
Yeah.
Try and find out who was behind it, etc., etc. There is a trailer, which is how I came across it. I think this one popped up as a YouTube recommended sort of thing, and I just went, "Holy shit!" I don't think it is any notable writer, but it's got the feel of like one of those really big. I'm struggling to think of a name, and I'm completely fucking blanking.
I'm keen as like when
who's the fucking writer, the king of all fucking writers for political shit. Jesus Christ,
Sorkin.
Thank you. It's got the feel of an Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is.
When Robert De Niro is your headline star and he is maybe the least impressive name on the list that you continue to rant off.
Tell you what, this gave me chills the way The Irishman did not.
Yeah, nice.
This feels like old De Niro. It looks like he is knocking it out of the park. Yeah. And then when you've got him alongside the likes of Jesse Plemons and Joan Allen and Angela Bassett and Matthew Modine, I am super excited for this. Nice. I know it's only a one and done 6 episodes, but it's not far off.
I mean, they say that shit, but they never mean it. I mean, Colin Farrell.
20th of February.
Colin Farrell won the Globe for actor in a limited series this year, and we all know that's not a limited series. It's bullshit.
No, but this is a mini series. Yeah, it is. It'll be. I'm sure it's probably based on a book or something. Yeah. But February 20, all 6 episodes drop.
Nice.
They will be dropping on the Flicks of Net.
Nice. So I'm keen.
Available to everyone.
You've got me
0 hour.
All right. My number 7, speaking of Netflix, was a Netflix show and is now going to be a Disney Plus show. It's been a very long time, but we are seeing the return of Daredevil with Daredevil Born Again. Are. Is this also on your list, or is this an honorable mention?
No, 100% on my list. It's not my next one, but it might be the one after that.
Yep. Okay. I'm keen as I loved the Netflix run of Daredevil, and I'm again, it's curiosity, man. I know
just
nothing
love
about
Charlie Cox is finally getting some love for what he did with that character.
Yeah, I'm hoping Deborah Ann Wolf is back.
Oh, bring back her. Bring back Foggy. I'll be pissed off if they're not there. I believe they will. I'm sure I've seen in the past that they're mentioned in conjunction with this, but we know we've got Vinny D'Onofrio, who, Michael Clark Duncan, he is the Kingpin. Yeah. But what Charlie Cox did with this character, I think, is quite incredible.
He's more convincing than Stevie Wonder, if you ask our mate Wayne Russo.
Well, that was, obviously it's the kind of jewel in the crown of that Netflix Defenders.
100%.
I'm a defender of all of those shows.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones was a great fucking series. I liked Iron Fist, especially the end of season 2, which I thought was fantastic, and I wanted more. Luke Cage season 1 was great. Season 2 fell off a cliff, but the Defenders miniseries was great. I loved all of it. Yeah. So I'm so keen that he's coming back. I hope that heralds, I would love to see Jessica Jones kind of rejoin the MCU as well. So fingers crossed. But 100%. Yeah.
So there we go. That's my number 7. Over to you for your number 6.
My number 6, Last of Us season 2.
Okay, I liked The Last of Us. I didn't love it as much as the rest of the world, but
I just think it's super solid. I had never played the games. I've since played. I've not finished it. because I don't have the attention span these days all the time. But I've played a significant amount of, at least, of the game, and so have an even greater appreciation for what they've done. It's not surprising. I mean, the guy that created the games, the guy that created the show, it's a rare kind of synergy there. But I think I came into it not being a big Bella Ramsey fan.
Yeah.
Didn't like her in Game of Thrones. I don't like her. I didn't like her at the start of this. I think she's got a weird face, and I didn't like the way she acted it. She grew on me enormously. I now love her. I think she's great. Pedro's obviously fantastic, leaving aside Wonder Woman 84.
Yep.
And I just thought this was super solid. The Offerman episode is one of the best hours of TV I've seen in 10 years.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for more of the same, and I'm kind of confident. It's been that long between series that hopefully they spent all of that time making it amazing.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah,
No, absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. My number 6, as you've mentioned already, is not on your list, but it is on mine. It's Squid Game Season 3, which I am looking forward to. I really liked Season 2 still. I finally watched it last week. Yes, it ends kind of halfway through, but we knew they were doing that.
The first part 1 of 2.
Exactly. But I still really, really like this show. I still think that it's really well produced. I still think it's quite well written. Obviously, Season 2 was not as good as Season 1, but I'm hoping that Season 3 kind of, obviously, continuation of that story.
Will be reassessed in the light of Season 3 because they appear to be two halves of a whole.
Yeah.
And there were characters that I think most of the characters, I think I said before, were a little bit cookie cutter. Here's your bad guy. But I really like the trans woman who was an ex special forces.
Yep.
I think that character had an enormous amount of intricacy to her. The pregnant woman I really liked. The mother-son relationship, even though the son was a piece of shit. I liked that. So I think that it was better than I expected, even if it didn't live up to the first. But I famously thought the ending of the first season was shit. So anything was going to be an improvement. So honorable mention for sure. I'll definitely watch it 100%.
Yeah. Nice. All right. We're in the top half then, mate. So you're number 5.
My number 5 is Daredevil Born Again. So
okay.
Straight back to you.
All right. Well, my number 4, I'm expecting, is probably going to be a crossover as well. It is... Look, I'm going to use the word original, even though it is a franchise show, and it is Alien Earth.
What's Alien Earth?
What's Alien Earth, he says.
Oh my God, the shoe's on the other foot. I don't know something.
Surely you knew about Alien Earth.
I know nothing about Alien Earth.
Okay. Well, let me enlighten you.
Please. I love Alien. Anything Alien I'm up for.
So, I mean, yes, you've hit the nail on the head. It is the Alien franchise, of course. Created by Noah Hawley.
Oh, fuck off. No.
Yes.
I love Noah.
Written and directed by Noah Hawley, based on the Alien franchise. This has been coming for a long time, and we're finally getting it this year. A prequel and set years before the events of Alien. I am super excited. It's going to drop on Disney Plus this year.
Who's in it? Anyone? Is there anyone famous?
Not any names that I recognize. Sidney Chandler. Oh, Timothy Oliphant. There you go.
Oh my God!
Alex Lothar, Essie Davis, Kit
Davis?
Young. So, when a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's greatest threat. I can't believe you didn't know this was coming. This has been coming for years.
My God!
I believe they started talking about this well before Romulus.
The idea of Noah Hawley doing an alien thing is starting to ring bells, but I had no idea it was actually a thing, let alone that it had fucking Timothy Oliphant. Essie Davis, the mum from the Babadook.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep. So there you go. That is my number.
Holy shit. That
That's
would have
my number
100% been in my...
Oh, okay.
It's got the end of the fucking world and Andor in it.
I've clearly had too many beers. That was meant to be my number 4. But I'm just going to swap things around. That is now my number 5. Everything's fine. And we're back to you for your number 4. And then I will read what was meant to be my number 5 as my number 4.
I'm still reeling from the fact I didn't even know this fucking thing was a thing. Jesus Christ. I am so excited. When's it coming out? Do we know when
I
it's
don't think
gonna
we
hit?
have a firm date yet. No.
Episodes, no date. Nah, 2025. All right, fuck you. All right, just recovering here. All right, what number are we up to? 4. My number 4 is an original. It is a Apple original, Apple TV Plus, whatever. Again, it is a show called The Studio.
I have not even heard of this.
Not come across this. This is a Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg joint.
I like both of them, and I like them together.
It stars Seth, and he is the head of I'm assuming, fictional movie studio in Hollywood that he is trying to keep from going under. And the thing that makes it fascinating to me is the kind of supporting cast, and I'll rattle off some names. Catherine O'Hara, Catherine Hahn, Martin Scorsese, Zac Efron, Bryan Cranston, Paul Dano, Ike Barinholtz.
That's a lot of names.
All playing themselves.
Okay, yeah. When you said Scorsese, I got curious. Okay, yeah, right. No, that sounds really good.
All playing themselves.
Now that you mention it, this does ring a bell to me. I think I did hear about this recently.
I did go out and search. There is a trailer for this that just makes me even more in love with the concept. It looks fantastic. It really looks. It
nice.
reminds me of the old, Altman's The Player and things like that. It's got that sort of a vibe. It's not the full kind of Seth Rogen being Seth.
Yeah. To me, I'm expecting something similar to, say, like Extras. Yeah.
Kind of Extras meets The Player.
Yeah.
Big budget, obviously, with that cast. It's going to look $1 million.
Nice.
I'm not sure when it's dropping, but it's 100% this year.
Nice. Well, my number 4, which was supposed to be my number 5, but is totally my number 4. I'm super excited for it. Is Stranger Things season 5. The grand finale.
My number 3.
Yep. There you go.
There you go. Yep.
It makes sense. I mean, this has been like premiere television viewing for coming on close to 10 years. Yeah. I just got to see how it ends. I honestly, I loved the last season. I know not everybody did. I feel like this show,
I like anything that they've done in this show. I like. I mean, even Finn Wolfhard, who is a horrendous person that I can't stand and annoys me all the time. But his Mike's meant to be a bit annoying, so it's fine.
Yep.
It's absolutely fine. Millie Bobby Brown is amazing.
Yep.
David Harbour is amazing. Winona Ryder is amazing. What they've created, particularly for people of our era, and I guess my era even more than your era.
You get the nostalgia of the 80s, and it's very Stephen King. Yeah.
It's so Stephen King. Everything from the title font. Everything that they've done has been so on point.
Yeah.
I can't not be excited for this, even though, like, I was on record way back at day dot when they started as saying it's a poor second to the OA in terms of the sci-fi shows that dropped that month.
Yeah.
Or, they were literally right on the heels of each other. The OA obviously, got screwed in the ass by Netflix and et cetera. But I love this. I think Stranger Things is a great achievement, and I can't wait to see how it concludes.
Same. I'm so curious. All right, so if that's your number 3, then we're straight back to me for my number 3. And this is the last one of my picks that I suspect may be a crossover. Again, it's an original show, but within an existing franchise. It is Welcome to Derry.
You hate Bill Skarsgård.
I do.
How is this cross? This was my this should have been my number 10, but I fucked up the numbering, so I didn't actually say it. So now it's an honorable mention.
Okay, all right.
It would have been my number 10 because I think Skarsgård is amazing as Pennywise.
See, I look, I think he's fine as Pennywise. I don't think he's as good as Tim Curry. I know that's controversial. Hashtag
they're very different. Tim Curry's
not my Pennywise.
Anyone who doesn't think Tim Curry's a legend, please unfollow us because I don't want to know you.
Look, I think Skarsgård's fine in this role. I'm mostly really curious to see what they do because It Chapter 1 was an okay film. The biggest flaw in It Chapter 1 was that I knew It Chapter 2 was coming. And if you've read the book and if you've seen the original 90s miniseries, the way for that story to be told is from the adult perspective looking back. That's the way it should be told.
It should have started with the adults.
Yes, exactly.
Fairly quickly gone to the flashback, then returned to the adults.
So telling us the child's story straight up front, I knew part 2 was going to be shit from the get-go, and that retrospectively made me dislike part 1. This being its own story, it's a prequel, it's about different characters. I'm really curious to see what they do, and I think that it could be good. So that's why it's my number 3. I'm just mostly curiosity. But yeah, like you said, they've got Skarsgård back as Pennywise, so clearly, you know, a big Hollywood film actor thinks that it's worthy of coming to play this bit part on television.
It's not like he's struggling for work at the moment. I mean, we don't like everything he's done, but
so he clearly must believe in the project. So I'm really curious. So that's my number 3.
There's some big names. Madeline Stowe's in it. James Remar's in it.
I love Madeline Stowe.
Jovan Adepo, who was in.
You and I are both big fans and supporters of Revenge, which Madeline Stowe was great in.
Oh my god, I need to rewatch that. Fuck, it's a good show.
All right, so we're over to you for your number 2.
All right, Now I've got to fucking rework this because, like I said to you before, I screwed my entire thing up. I think I've done it again. I think I fucked it again. All right, so what happened? My number 1, which has been my number 1 most anticipated TV show for the last 2 years, is a show called Shatterbelt. It's a.
Hang on, but we haven't got to your number 2 yet.
I'm prefacing shit. It's not my number 1 anymore.
Okay.
Because
I've heard you talk about Shatterbelt. It's a director. I forget who the director is, but it's someone.
Jim Burke who did Coherence.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's got Patton Oswalt and a bunch of other people. It's a similar vibe to that. He did a kind of a weird semi-pilot.
Yep.
Shatterbelt, but it's something that became one of the episodes of Shatterbelt, which I thought was fantastic. I have been waiting for 2 years for this show to see the light of day. It was at Sundance or something 2 years ago. It was my number 1 most anticipated because I assumed it was going to come out this year. Right before we started recording, I saw a tweet on X because I happened to have it open not because I'm a Nazi, but as you will see from the listening community, I was recently on 2Ps on a podcast doing our movie draft, and that's where the vote is. So I was checking on that. But hashtag please go vote for me because we need to be and lo and behold, all 4 episodes that have been produced of Shatterbelt are now on fucking Apple Plus. So it's no longer coming out this year. It's fucking here. And I will be watching it immediately after this. So my number 1 disappeared, and I shuffled I thought I shuffled everything. I now have a number 1, but not a number 2. So I'm going to shoehorn one of my honorable mentions in. All right, this one. This would have been very much in my top 10. I left it out because there's not a lot of info, and so I assumed, even though they're saying 2025, I assumed it was going to slip. There is apparently a sci-fi show in development by Vince Gilligan, who created Breaking Bad.
Yes, I saw this, but it's just listed as untitled Vince Gilligan show.
It's untitled. However,
Vince Gilligan was one of the head writers on the X-Files as well, I'll have you know.
I know, even though you're a little bit down on Breaking Bad, not as good as Ozark, etc., you do like him.
That's right. So just seeing his name, this did go quite high.
Him and sci-fi together immediately made my ears picker. It's an Apple Plus, which means it's a real thing because if they say it's Apple Plus, that means they actually have the fucking money.
Yeah.
So I'm confident it will come out. I just think Apple are being Apple and holding their cards close to their chest because they have a number of other big releases coming out that they want to market first. Yeah. So my number 2 is now the untitled Vince Gilligan sci-fi show that will be coming out on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Because Vince Gilligan is an incredible show creator and writer, and him and sci-fi together, that's a real sweet spot that he hasn't done in 15 years.
I agree. Had this had a title or any further info, it would have made my 10, because I agree. Just seeing untitled Vince Gilligan show, I was in, because you know what a massive X-Files fan I am.
Oh, same. And I'm a big Breaking Bad fan. So
that's
all right.
totally fair.
Look, we're now assuming that's coming out this year, even though it's untitled. Because we think that Apple are just cagey.
Yeah.
And I fucked up my numbering.
All right. Well, my number 2 and 1 are both recurring shows. My number 2 is, I don't know if you've watched season 1 or 2 of this, but season 3 of The White Lotus, which is an anthology series created by Mike White.
No, doesn't it have Nicole Kidman?
No Nicole Kidman in either of these seasons.
Is this the Aubrey Plaza thing that I've been meaning to watch for ages?
Aubrey Plaza is in season 2, and she's phenomenal in it.
Love Aubrey Plaza.
Season 1, you've got Connie Britton, Steve Zahn, Sydney Sweeney.
There you go.
Like, it's fantastic. It's an anthology series about rich white people who visit this chain of hotels. So season 1 was in Hawaii. Season 2 was in like the Italian.
Well, that's because you have big jokes.
I couldn't find my Sydney Sweeney. It was on a different page.
It's a fantastic show. I loved both season 1 and 2 of this show.
So it's kind of like a murder mystery / Fantasy Island.
Kind of. The only recurring character.
I lumped it in with that god awful Nicole Kidman 9.
I think you must have,
or whatever the fuck it was.
The only recurring character from season 1 and 2 is Jennifer Coolidge, who, spoiler alert, I know is not going to be in season 3.
Bend and snap.
Mate, Stifler's mum. How dare you disrespect Stifler's mum? So no, I'm really, really excited for season 3 because the first 2 seasons were both fantastic. I loved it. I can't wait. It's hilarious. It's dramatic. It's great. So yeah, season 3 of The White Lotus is my number 2, and we're back to you for your number 1.
All right, I will make a point to check that out then. My number 1 is not a new show. It is season 2 of The Sandman.
Okay, yep. I haven't watched The Sandman yet, but I do like Neil Gaiman. Yep.
It's been a rocky road for fucking Gaiman fans of the last 6 months.
Yeah, and I saw some news come out today.
Jesus Christ, it's a rough read. I'm not going to go into it. If people are interested, they can Google it. I'm not going to. If it's not true, I don't want to add fuel to the fire and cancel some poor fucker who doesn't deserve it. If it is true, I just don't want to sully our show with the information.
Yep.
I mean, this is worse than the fucking Spacey thing for me. I am the biggest Gaiman fan who ever walked.
Yep.
I love The Sandman is his
and
greatest.
he's married to Amanda Palmer. I don't know about you. I love Amanda Palmer.
No, not since 2022.
Oh,
Divorced.
really? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right, because, I mean, talking about a different show now, but I definitely have some Dresden Dolls coming up on Perfect Album for you. I'm a huge Amanda Palmer fan, so...
Yeah.
Right, I didn't know they'd split up.
Yeah, I'm like... Good Omens, Sandman, Coraline. Fuck, most of my all-time favorite fiction has got this guy's name attached to it. So I will be destroyed if all of these allegations are true.
Yeah.
If they're not true, it's horrible for him as a person. But thankfully, season 2 of Sandman at least has been filmed and will be coming out this year. Season 3 is obviously completely up in the air. God knows what's going to happen. But at least we get season 2. Season 1 was one of the most perfect encapsulations of a written work on screen that I've ever seen.
Yep.
Previous to that, I would have said Good Omens season 1 was one of the most perfect. So the fact that he's been intrinsically involved in the creation of both of these shows obviously has helped with that. But I never thought that Sandman was something that would or could ever be brought to screen.
Yeah.
And when the show was announced and that he was kind of not show running it, but semi-show running it, let's face it.
Yep.
And then they started announcing the casting, and every single piece of casting I thought was perfection. And then it dropped, and it was perfection. I cannot fault season 1. It is incredible. So yeah, 100%. I've been waiting and waiting, and there's been delays and delays and delays. Obviously, there were writer strikes. There were all sorts of things that kind of pushed things back. And then I thought we weren't going to get it because of all this stuff blew up. But thankfully, they must have already filmed it. So it will be coming. And yeah, 100%. I'm more excited for this than any other thing hitting TV this year.
Nice. All right, my number one is also a returning show. It is the final season of a show that, for me at least, has been appointment television viewing for, 8 years now. It's the final season of The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh,
I don't know if you've watched The Handmaid's Tale.
no, I've not watched a single episode. I know
Oh
I
my
should. I know it's
God.
amazing. I
It's
didn't
some
realize
of
it was
the
up to fucking
best
season
made
8. I thought it was
television
about,
in
3 or 4 of them.
Oh no, it's some of the best made television in years. Elizabeth Moss is incredible. She is next level good. This is one of the best performances on television in forever. It is written beautifully, it's shot beautifully, it's directed
And of course-
beautifully.
Everybody's been real nice.
Well, that's because you have big jugs.
Okay, Sydney Sweeney is a child in it. She's a literal child. It's one of her first roles. The whole point of her being in it is that she's a child. And spoiler alert, she dies quite dramatically about 2 or 3 episodes into her arc. She's not in this show a lot. But,
I mean,
oh
no,
my God,
that's
her arc
surprising
is
to get a
incredible.
movie career to go to.
Honestly,
Um,
her arc is incredible. It's one of her best performances. She's
Doesn't it
next
have?
level.
I hesitate to reference a MAGA show, but Aussie chick from Chuck.
Yes, it does.
I like Yvonne
Yvonne Strahovski. Yeah.
Strahovski. Yeah,
She
I
is
like her.
fantastic in this show as well.
Do
She's
like her.
honestly, the cast is insane. The show is insane. I can't wait to see how it ends. It's been such an
How many
incredible
episodes
journey.
per season?
I
I'm
feel
kind
like
of-
there's only 8 to 10 each season. Like each
I'm
season
less
is.
inclined to jump on board, even though you're raving about it. Now that I know there's 8 seasons, it feels a bit. It almost feels supernaturally to me now.
No, not at all. Not trust me, you would love this show. It's brilliant.
Mm.
Sadly, it feels very close to home at the moment.
Yeah.
But based on Margaret Atwood's brilliant novel, it's so I can't wait to see how they wrap this show up. I love this show. It's brilliant. So there you go. That's my number one. That's us done. We did it.
Yeah.
I have 0 honorable mentions. Do you have any at all you want to quickly run through?
Yes, because I do my research. There's a few that I'll bring to people's attention. Gen V season 2 is coming for anyone
Okay.
who's a fan of The Boys.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that. Likewise, there's a season 2 of Poker Face coming, which was a very good show.
Oh, yep.
With Natasha Lyonne.
I like
uh,
Natasha Lyonne.
My kids are going to make me watch season 2 of Percy Jackson on Disney, and or season 2. One that I'll call out that people might not come across is I think it's going to be a mini series or a limited series called Apple Cider Vinegar,
Okay.
which is Caitlin Dever, but she's playing a Australian woman who's kind of hawking fake. She fakes brain cancer. And then
Okay.
starts hawking bullshit remedies based off the back of the fact she cured her own cancer.
Yeah, right.
I think it's either based on a true story or it's kind of a semi-fictional amalgamation of a few real life things. But based on the trailer, it looks really good. She nails the Australian act. Caitlin Dever's a great fucking actress, and she's nailing the Australian accent and everything. The only other one that was kind of high was a upcoming show called Paradise, which is kind of a espionage thriller type thing that has fuck me, what's his name? I think it's Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he's good.
I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Paradise. Security team tasked with protecting a past president. I think he's like a security guy, and the president
Yeah,
gets
nice.
plugged or whatever. James Marsden, I think, plays the president.
Okay.
But it's a Hulu show, so it'll be on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It looked really, really good in the trailer. It looked like one of those really pinpoint political espionage things that are just, that spared no expense. They look amazing, really well written and really well acted. And Sterling K. Brown's a cracking actor who's
He's
not
good,
in enough
yeah.
stuff. So
Nice. Nice.
a lot of good stuff coming. My God, it's a good year for movies and TV.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us here at We Watch the Thing. A little peek behind the curtain. We are recording about 3 weeks in advance at the moment, so I don't know what we're getting to next week. Maybe Wolfman or Flight Risk or one of those January releases that we're excited for. I guess we'll see what...
I am going to be doing I don't know if Billy's going to... But Bill, you might get to it while you're recuperating and unable to record shit. But I will 100% be doing a review of Shatterbelt.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll
Yeah.
be looking after this.
Yeah.
If you've got Apple TV Plus, fucking go watch Shatterbelt.
Nice.
I haven't seen it. I guarantee it'll be one of the best things of the year.
In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio.com or pottymouthradio@gmail.com.
You're not on Novocaine
I've
yet.
reverted to like a year back. Definitely go join the Pottymouth Radio listener community. And yeah, that's it. We'll catch you next week with something at least.
There'll be some good stuff.
All right, catches.